I'm so abundant everywhere I go. Look up at the sky, I can see the money flow. My soul is a tree, every day I will grow. Love and peace are the seeds that I only plan to throw.
What is up? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, sorry. Mic check, 212. Mic check, 212. Hey. Yo, it has been, actually no, just this week. I was trying to make sure I post on Mondays, but then, like Mondays and Fridays, but then I was like, a lot of unexpected events happened this week, so it is what it is. I'm gonna start off with some ASMR. Anyways, I'm gonna talk until this dog ends up interrupting me. That was too on point for no reason. Every time she was sleeping, then the whole freaking stand fell for a quick second. Well, it tipped over. And homegirl woke up, and of course, she want to be active when I'm trying to be active. But anyway, let's get straight to the point. Welcome back to the Black Sheep Podcast with your girl Maya Javelle, aka the Black Sheep. And yeah, actually, I'm not the only black sheep out here. That's the whole point of everybody needing to join the herd, because there's a whole bunch of other black sheep out here. So come on and join the mother effing herd. You heard? But anywho, this episode is gonna be about freaking self-sabotaging. Why we self-sabotage? No. Why? How? Because there's so many different ways that we can self-sabotage without even realizing it. Okay? One major way is like talking down on ourselves. Like pretty much thinking negative, being very pessimistic, being very like having a low self-esteem, and just not being open-minded either. I think that's another way we can self-sabotage. Limiting our beliefs and thoughts. I believe that's another huge way we can self-sabotage. Because one, when you're downing yourself, when you're saying things like, oh, I'm never gonna do this, I'm never gonna do that, I'm never gonna make this money, I'm never gonna find a good job, I'm never gonna find love. First off, the number one thing you're doing is giving yourself self-doubt. That's self-sabotaging. Number two, you're putting it out to the ethers that you don't like, that you're never gonna get that. Okay, then you're never gonna get that, because you're gonna have a shitty attitude. I feel like, and trust me, I've thought in these ways plenty of times, okay? But not recently, I can say. I haven't had that type of mindset recently, because I'm very aware of how self-sabotaging can be, especially when it's from your own words and your own thoughts, like thoughts becoming things is like a real deal. Like if you really want to sit here and say you're never gonna be this, you're not good enough to do that, then you're saying that you're settling for that belief. And settling is one of the number one ways of self-sabotaging as well. So it's just like, I feel like, how are you supposed to expect good things to happen, expect for things to come in, if you're not even having good intentions for things to come in? You know what I mean? If you're sitting here doubting yourself, like, you're either doubting yourself because you want validation from others, which one, no one else's validation should matter. Like, there's one thing with constructive criticism, and there's one thing when it's like you judging yourself and you limiting the beliefs that you have on yourself, and especially downing yourself. Because if you're going to down yourself, like I said, there's no way you're letting anything good possible come to you. If you want to have a shitty attitude, especially, and also a shitty attitude towards others, that's another way of self-sabotaging. That's a very easy way to self-sabotage right there. Because one, you're putting out negative energy. You're sitting here being miserable because usually hurt people. And the fact that you're putting on negative energy towards other people, it's like, what makes you think that anything good can come out of shit for you if that's how you're going to treat other people? Now, can good things still happen to you because even though you're a shitty person or treat people like shit? Yeah, but karma will strike. I'm a firm believer of karma, for real. Because karma's good or bad. Karma is an outcome of whatever situation happens. Like, okay, prime example, you work out, you eat well, you're going to lose weight, and you're going to probably get to your body goals a lot faster than you want. You know what I mean? And then that's the positive part of it. If you eat bad, you keep on stuffing your face with a lot of unhealthy foods or overindulging, okay, then you're going to gain weight. Then you're going to get in a predicament of getting lazy and then not wanting to work out and stuff like that. And then there's that karma right there. You know what I mean? You wish harm on people, wish death on people, say, I hope you die, and then you and the one that ends up in the hospital. That's karma. Like, that's how karma can work in so many different ways. So it's like, treating others incorrectly, that's self-sabotaging. Because one, you're just putting that type of energy out there, and that energy will come back to you. What you put out, you will receive. Okay? Because it's all about intentions as well. So, like I said, like, I know I used to self-sabotage myself by, like, thinking negatively and thinking that, like, things are impossible and thinking that I wasn't going to be able to make things happen, or also just, like, being impatient. Because when you be impatient, then you kind of, like, want to move on for something and then go on to the next. And then it's like, damn, you're leaving something out. You know what I mean? Like, if you feel like something's not working for you fast enough, or if you feel like I'm trying to think of different examples, excuse me. Oh. Or, like, prime example, like relationships, like if you feel like something isn't picking up fast enough or whatever, you're trying to rush a relationship, you know, then it's like, that's how you self-sabotage things, because you're putting a hell of an expectation on things instead of being patient and just going with the flow. And then when you don't go with the flow, you get mad. And then when you get mad, you want to walk away from things. And then you can be walking away from things that are great just because you couldn't be patient. And that's another way of self-sabotaging. Like, we literally can self-sabotage in so many different ways, whether it's physically, mentally, or emotionally. So, my advice when it comes to trying not to self-sabotage is, one, switching how you think about things, and even switching those words. Like, if you're saying, like, you're saying, like, I'm never going to be able to make some money or whatever, instead of saying that, switch that shit up and be like, I'm working towards making the amount that I want in this moment. Or, like, I know I'm going to make this, I know I'm going to be making that soon, someday. Like, manifest that shit. Like, stay positive about it. Like, you can make, just because you don't have something in the now does not mean you can't receive it or still get to it, like, in the future. Like, things happen when they're supposed to happen. Things take time. You walk away from things. Sometimes you can walk away from things just to, like, kind of give them a breather so they can have time. Like, it's just like a plant. Like, you water a plant, you water your seeds, things will grow. If you overdo it with the water, you feed it too much water, you're fucking up the plant. So, before it could even sprout all the way. So, think of it that way. You gotta tread lightly and let things breathe if you're planting seeds. And just don't get mad unless things aren't working out for you, and they're not working out for you, like, repeatedly or long periods of time, and you're staying stagnant on it. Like, if things are stagnating you from making other moves, you just got to kind of go on and try different things, you know, because you put yourself all into one thing and leave out other possibilities for other things. You're self-sabotaging because you're holding yourself back from other experiences and other outcomes and other situations to happen, other possibilities, other opportunities, you know, and that's in any way, shape, or form of life. At the end of the day, if we could all just want and get the things that we need with a snap of a finger, we'd all be snapping 24/7. But we don't need to just get things that easy, because it's not enjoyable. It really isn't enjoyable when you just get things that easy. It is enjoyable when things are like handed to you and it's like shit that, like, you know, that's like your needs and stuff like that. Like I don't hound anybody who's like more fortunate or even like comes from like a wealthy background and stuff like that. Like your parents pay for your car or something like that, buy your car. There's no reason to even look down on people like that, because it's not our fault or their fault that they're in the position that they're in. You know what I mean? And when you start treating people and talking on people's behalf like they're less deserving of things because they get things a little easier, it's like you're still putting that negative energy out there, and you're kind of keeping yourself back from gaining it with that shitty ass attitude. And that's you self-sabotaging yourself because you're not happy over someone else's success or over someone else's achievements or something that they just were given. There are situations where, you know, people receive things and they don't deserve it in a way because like they're like trashy people, and I don't believe trashy people and people with shitty attitudes deserve good things if they're not gonna, you know, dish out good energy back. But we can't have control over that, and that's another way we can self-sabotage ourselves, by thinking we need to have control over everything, and we can't have control over everything. We can't control the weather. Like, we can't control cars, that people who can't like drive correctly. We can't control fucking people at the supermarket who have a bad attitude. That are like, you can't control customers who want to give you a bad attitude. We have no control over shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, we just don't. So it's like, the more we can let that go, the more we kind of just gotta go with the flow and realize, like, okay, like, shit, it is what it is. I gotta move on and go on with life and keep going. Like, I'm not gonna let one situation, one thought, one bad vibe, one bad person ruin my whole life or ruin my whole day. Like, because if you do, you're self-sabotaging yourself because you want to stay in that type of low vibration ass energy, and then it's like, yeah, no one wants to be around you in that type of energy, or just you're not even going to want to be around yourself. Like, like, unless you're a strong narcissist, then that's another whole story. But yeah, narcissists, they just all type of self-sabotaging energies. But I'm not even going to go there, because I could talk about a narcissist forever, and we ain't going to go there. Okay, I believe we all have certain tendencies that can be a little narcissistic in ways. 100% it happens, but you know, a true narcissist is a true narcissist. Like, they really self-sabotage. But like I said, everyone self-sabotages. We all can self-sabotage ourselves. Same things when it comes to not paying bills or something like that, or worrying about material things. There you go. Or not even just like paying bills, like materialism, like worrying about material things too much and not balancing that in any way, shape, or form. That's self-sabotaging. If you're only worried about when the next new Nikes are, but you're not worried about your bills, or you're not worried about food on the table, you're not worried about feeding your animals, you're not worried about gas for your car, you're not worried about making sure your car is good, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you got lights and shit on and you got a bad engines and stuff like that, you're not worried about shit like that. Okay, will you rather worry about all this materialistic things? Okay, well, when your car don't work, then what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to pay a lot more. Like, but it's completely so it's just like, we really need to work on that mindset. 2024 until infinity and beyond. We gotta just get out of that fucking mindset of that lack mindset, or just that physical action on not taking action on things. Like, does that make sense? Physical action or not, or the physical aspect of not taking action on things. I think that's what I meant to say. Either way, You should get what I'm saying. There's just so many different ways that we can self sabotage. Just saying, and it sucks. It really does suck. Because then we'll sit here and be worrying why something isn't working out in our favor when it's really our fault. Dang, you did so good. 15 minutes. I might be able to just end it here. Because I didn't want to end it. Come here. I swear people don't want me doing this shit. And that bad thinking and that negative energy be affecting my shit. Anywho, though, like I said, self sabotaging, we need to stop it. 2024, everybody needs to have their positive mindsets going, not judging other people, not worrying about other people, not focusing on other people and what they have. Don't have your lack mindset, because the more you have a lack mindset, the more you're impatient, the more you're gonna self sabotage yourself. So you really need to stop that shit. For real, for real. That's what I wanted to finish and say. Yeah, you really do just gotta stop self sabotaging. And also, like, especially physically for sure. Like, eat right. Make your goals to eat right. Like, I know fast food is good. I know there's just food that's good, but let's not overindulge. We're able to eat everything that we like if you just do shit in moderation. But overindulging, gotta put that shit to rest, man. Put the overindulging to rest for sure. It will help you. Take out toxic shit. That's another big way we self sabotage. Like smoking a lot, drinking a lot, sometimes smoking at all is self sabotaging. Like, gotta just make things clear. Gotta just make yourself a little more healthy. Because good health is wealth. I have that on my vision board. Health is wealth. It's one of the biggest things I have written down on here. Health is wealth. And that's your mental health, your physical health, and your emotional health. Like, it's wealthy. So you got to treat it like it is. Because you don't put good things inside of your body, you're self sabotaging yourself. You're self sabotaging your sleeping patterns and your mind, literally like your brain, and your whole body and how you function. And you don't want to get stagnant. You don't want to get stagnant. You don't want to get lazy. You don't want to just always just keeping yourself stuck. Like, because the more you just fill yourself up, the more you are partying too much and doing a whole bunch of shit you shouldn't be doing all the time, it's going to catch up to you. Then you're going to be self sabotaging you. Hanging out with certain people too, hanging out with people who aren't good for you, not good influences, that's another big way of self sabotaging. Self sabotaging at its finest, the people that you're around, that is hella self sabotaging. Like, that is probably the most of self sabotage you're gonna fucking really be around, and not be around, but really put yourself in that position of doing. You really got to think about your crowd, the people you invite in your energy. Yeah, that can be very self sabotaging. Yeah, sometimes you don't see it. You don't see it because like you don't want to be alone, or you just have love for people. Like, trust me, I was a lover of people too. I'm still a lover of people. I just have boundaries, and I love my boundaries, and I also just like learn to not overgive. Like, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You can't just overdo shit for others. Like, you kind of really got to look out for yourself. I'm not saying don't do good for others. You can, obviously. It's nice to do that. But make sure things are reciprocated, one. Because if not, that's another way you can self sabotage yourself too. But yeah, I mean, like, I know I used to self sabotage myself by the people I used to hang around, and the things that I used to get involved with, places I used to go, or overindulging in things. I can happily say that, like, it's 2024 and I haven't even had a drink. I haven't had a sip of alcohol yet. Like, I didn't quit it. But like, I was gonna do my like once a month thing, like 1 month no, next month dibble dabble if I want. But honestly, one, I'm liking the health changes. Like, I'm liking my physical changes that I'm going through. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna hold off. And then when I reward myself, then whatever. But you never know. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep it going because it's like I already did January nothing, and now I want to do February. And then now with my new opportunity that I have coming, I feel like it's just gonna make it even easier for me to not even think about indulging. I even told somebody, a friend of mine even asked me recently, hey, like when we gonna go out for margaritas and tacos? And I straight up had to say, like, I'm not trying to be around any of that right now. Like we can have picnics and go on hikes. That was my alternative. I gave a healthy alternative. I said we can go on hikes when it's warmer, have a picnic, you know, because I'm not playing. Like I wanted to stay focused. And I don't wanna take one small step back and then feel down about myself because then I feel like I'm self sabotaging. Like I know I can have a good time, but there's other ways to have a good time. One and two, that's not the good time that I want to have right now. I really just want to enjoy the changes and the positive changes that I have coming for myself and working on myself. And I'm just, I just kind of like being in love with myself right now, you know. So, and that's a excuse me, that's a big way we can self sabotage when we don't have love for ourselves. You don't have love for yourself. You don't want well for yourself. You don't want good for yourself. You're gonna be self sabotaging yourself. So that's the goal. 2024. I'm gonna need you to remember your health is really wealth, and that doesn't mean you're rich. It's you're rich in your mind. You're rich in your soul. You're rich in spirit. Like you want to be mentally rich. You want to be emotionally rich. When you feel better, you look good, you feel good. A lot of things are good. Clear space. Don't be so in a clusterfuck. And let some good things in, you know? Take some time. Take some time for yourself. Make sure you're resting well. Make sure you're getting some sleep. Make sure you're taking breaks. Make sure you're not overdoing it. There's a whole bunch of ways of overindulging. So it's just like, you know, overindulging does not have to be eating too much or drinking too much or smoking too much. It could be doing too much of anything. Overindulging in anything. Watch the things that you're watching. Overindulging on TV too much. Overindulging in watching bad things. Overindulging in listening to just being in low vibrations and doing low vibrational things. You can have a balance. It's good to have a balance because, like, even though they say like the songs that you listen to when you listen to like low vibration songs, there's artists that like it's not our fault they make some good music that shit could be bumping. It could be a song that's kind of sad or whatever, but it's okay. Like you can have a balance. Good music is good music, so have a balance. Make sure you listen to some high vibrations and you want to listen to some low vibrations, mix it up. But if you stay in one low vibration all the time, it might make you overthink and it might put you in a more stagnant energy than you want to be. So that's why you got to mix that shit up and try to just do things that are high vibration. Experience life in different ways. Don't keep yourself stagnant. Don't hold yourself back. Then you'll be self-sabotaging more. So that's all I'm gonna say when it comes to self-sabotaging. I know I said I was gonna stop, but since homegirl stopped barking and got quiet, and hopefully this has worked. If not, I'm gonna be so butthurt. So yeah, hope you like this episode. We're probably gonna bring up self-sabotaging again, like I said in other videos, because like there's a lot when it comes to life that you can talk about self-sabotaging and stuff like that. But yeah, these are just examples of how we can self-sabotage, how I've self-sabotaged, because like I said, I used to do it all the time. Like sometimes still just thinking like mentally a little bit, like if I overthink, because overthinking can be self-sabotaging. But like I've been working on it. Everything's a work in progress, but I got better with it for sure. For sure, I believe. So, you know, as long as you do the work, you'll be fine. Okay. So, yeah. Hope you like this episode. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Like I said, I need to put a schedule on when I'm doing these. So, today is Friday. By the next video, I'm gonna have a set schedule of a day that I'm gonna put these on. It still could be Mondays or Fridays, maybe Sundays. I think I'm gonna switch it to the weekends though. because I'm gonna have 100% free time on the weekends for sure. Yeah. But I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna have a lot of free time. It doesn't matter. That's right. I keep forgetting my gap that I have of free time actually does. I have a good window to get stuff done. That depends. That depends if I want to overdo things. I don't want to overdo it. So yeah. So hope you like this episode. Like I said, I'll see you next episode. Tell me, give me some ideas of things you want me to talk about. I'm telling you, whoever views this, I be seeing there are some views on here. They not a lot, but it's okay. I know things take a little time. And also once I get my other setup, like I feel like things are gonna be way more fun and I don't know. But things are steps, taking steps at a time. Okay. One step at a time, and I'm not rushing no process. Okay. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for chilling with the black sheep. Join the herd. You heard?
You put down the low, I started attracting. Call it law of attraction.